What is up YouTube, and welcome to this MCU video. So I hope you've all had a great new year. I hope you enjoyed the stream I did just now. You can check me out on Twitch with twitch.tv/Superheronexus. And well, are you excited for Captain Marvel, Spider-Man Far From Home and Avengers 4 this year? That is going to be a big one. It is big. We've also got Shazam, and we've got a few other little things such as The Punisher Season 2 coming out as well, but that's going to get cancelled, isn't it? Let's be honest. But the biggest thing that many fans have been talking about recently is the fact that Hugh Jackman may be in Avengers Endgame. Obviously there was that Google thing where if you search Hugh Jackman movies, it comes up with Avengers Endgame. Now obviously, like everything, Google is an algorithm, and when he's mentioned, so Hugh Jackman is mentioned heavily with Avengers Endgame, there's a lot of clickbait out there. Well, there is going to be the fact that he will pop up with that name. But obviously, we want to see him don that famous yellow outfit and be Wolverine and be that Weapon X we know and love in the big daddy of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because at the moment Dark Phoenix is looking like it will be possibly one of the worst comic book movies of all time. It just looks awful, and Fox really, I don't know how they get things so wrong. But we know now, of course, that Disney and Fox are merging together, so we will be getting there's a possibility of getting the rights of X-Men and the Fantastic Four and everything else that comes with. There's a lot more than just X-Men and Fantastic Four, of course, because really they're the only two movies that have been made by Fox. But we've got the rest of the properties. Imagine Deadpool popping up with the Guardians. That would be crazy, but of course they've got to factor in how Deadpool will work. But the PG-13 kind of the Once Upon a Deadpool thing, that worked quite well. But of course, the huge thing here is, when will this happen? So Kevin Feige has sat down with Variety's Chris Tapley on the Playback podcast, and he has said that we've been told it's looking very, very good and could happen in the first 6 months of next year. So that's quite big there, to be honest, the fact that that would happen around then. So this podcast was actually over on, I believe it was posted on the December the 27th. So that's quite curious there. So he goes on to say that the notion of the characters coming back is great. It's nice when a company that created all these characters can have access to all those characters. It's unusual not to, but in the terms of actually thinking about it, and and actually planning things, we haven't started that yet. So there is no plans for having these characters within the MCU. So it's not looking very likely that it will happen very soon. So let's think that the first 6 months we could be having that merger done. I would expect they'll probably announce it either before or around the Avengers Endgame drop there, when that comes to cinemas. And well, with that in mind, they're not going to be planning that until after, because of course you've got Spider-Man Far From Home, you've got Doctor Strange 2, you've got Black Panther 2, all first before they actually even think about adding in the X-Men, and of course adding in the Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, Galactus, all that craziness into the current MCU palette. Now he goes on to say that I see it as a new chapter, I see it as taking the franchise in a different direction tonally, and that doesn't mean that the next one will have the same tone, it just means that the next one can have a different tone. I think for many years the X-Men, Brian really transformed the superhero genre in 2000 or 2001 when the first one came out. I agree, I was there watching that and Spider-Man thinking, I want these two to cross over, because I was seeing that happen in my cartoons. He goes on to say that that's almost 20 years ago, it is a long time ago, and at that time superhero movies were not wildly popular. Actually, there had been a few failures in the mid-90s, and there wouldn't have been a lot of superhero movies, if any, around that time, and X-Men sort of was revolutionary in its moment, but that was 20 years ago, and I think I really felt like it time to really change the look, the feel, the tone, the vibe of these movies. And that doesn't mean this is the one going forward, it just means that if it's me, whoever directs the next one, you can make it different, and you can make or at least you have to make it different. So let's think about this. So Dark Phoenix is dropping in June 2019. We also have New Mutants coming out this year. So I don't think anything will ever actually be announced this year. I think they will simply just announce the merger, and then maybe next year they will start, or possibly have a new event announcing the next phase of Marvel, because expect an all new, all different Marvel. So it's not for a very long time yet, unfortunately. I'm sorry to let you know that. But if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, please subscribe. Check us out on Twitch. We stream every weekend. I'll see you soon, and goodbye.